Hola! Hola Year 8, it's Miss De Niro and we are here for our final lesson, which is for the week starting the 13th of July. And I've titled this lesson Overview and Recap because over the past sort of 2 months we've been looking at the topic holidays in Spanish. And it's a really important topic to understand because actually what you don't realise is over the past 2 months you've looked at and studied so much grammar. Grammar is when we put things into different tenses and we change our verbs to talk in the past, present, future, conditional, etc. And that is a key skill that is going to help you with your Spanish next year and so forth. Okay. Now, as every lesson goes, there's always 3 pathways: Argentina, Mexico, España, and you can choose the route that feels supportive or which challenges you. Although I must say, in today's lesson, it's pretty much one pathway with different aspects to either support you or stretch you. So the first task that I would like you to do, what do the Spanish words and phrases mean below? This is a bunch of verbs and phrases that you've seen actually over the past few months, but I've taken away the English just to test what you actually remember. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and when you're ready for your answers, press play. Respuestas. There you go. Voy, I go. Lo mejor, the best. Lo peor, the worst. Voy a ir a, I am going to go to. Vamos a, we go to. Vamos a ir a, we are going to go to. Ir, to go. Tomé el sol, I sunbathe. Me gusta, I like. Fui, I went. Hice, I did. Un tostón, a ball. Fue, it was. Can also mean he or she went. Me gustaría, I would like to. Van a ir a, they are going to go to. If you need a bit longer to either change, correct or add to your answers, just press pause. So we've looked at 5 questions in particular. ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones normalmente? ¿A dónde fuiste de vacaciones? ¿Cómo fue? ¿Qué fue lo mejor y lo peor? ¿A dónde vas a ir? ¿A dónde te gustaría ir? Now I'm going to ask you to pause the video and just jot down, what do you think those questions mean? And when you're ready to go through them, press play. ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones normalmente? Where do you normally go on holiday? ¿A dónde fuiste de vacaciones? Where did you go on holiday? ¿Cómo fue? ¿Qué fue lo mejor y lo peor? What was it like? What was the best and the worst? ¿A dónde vas a ir? Where are you going to go? ¿A dónde te gustaría ir? Where would you like to go? Now, all of these questions are in different tenses. A tense tells you when something happened, is happening, is going to happen. And the key aspect in Spanish is to see the verbs. So the verbs in each question will tell you whether it's in the past, the present, the future, or the conditional. So I'd just like you to pause the video and have a guess, which tense do you think each question is in? And once you're ready for your answers, press play. Your first question is in the present. Your second is in the past. Third, past. Fourth, future. And fifth, conditional. And we can tell this because vas means you go. Fuiste means you went. Fue, it was. Vas a ir, you are going to go. Te gustaría ir, would you like to go? So what I've done is I've thought, right, if we needed to answer all of those questions, what key verbs do we need? Which key verbs can we not escape? And they're on the board for you. Voy a, fui a, fue, voy a ir a, me gustaría ir a. If I put two sentences in English on the board, normally I go to Spain, but last year I went to France and it was a bore. I am going to go to Portugal and I would like to go to Spain. And using the verbs in the yellow boxes, would you be able to translate that? I'm going to leave that on the board and I'm going to ask you to press pause if you feel confident to just have a go at it. And for those that would like a little bit of support, okay, I'm going to help you right now. So I'm going to place the verbs in the correct place in the text. Voy a, fui a, fue, voy a ir a, me gustaría ir a. And for those that didn't press pause, I'm going to ask you to press pause now and have a go at translating this text into Spanish. Press pause and when you're ready for your answer, press play. Normalmente voy a España, pero el año pasado fui a Francia y fue un tostón. Voy a ir a Portugal y me gustaría ir a España. So I'm going to break the grammar down into 4 different tenses and just recap what each tense is and which key verbs we have seen and studied over the past few months. The present tense, where I normally go, what I normally do. Key verbs, voy a, I go to, vamos a, we go to, van a, they go to, es, it is, son, they are, pienso que, I think that. So if I were to put this on the board, normalmente voy a Francia y es lo mejor, pero a veces mi familia y yo vamos a Irlanda, pienso que Irlanda es más aburrida que Francia. I'm going to ask you to press pause. You don't need to write anything down at all. But how much, give yourself some thinking time, how much of that do you think you could pop into English? Press play when you're ready to hear it. Normally I go to France and it's the best, but sometimes my family and I, we go to Ireland. I think that Ireland is more boring than France. A fantastic response that uses not only the present tense, opinion, comparison, and other people. Incredible. Let's do the same for the past. Now, España, I've taken you off the little suggested box at the bottom. Feel free to give this a go. It is a little challenging, okay? You can either challenge yourself or if you feel more comfortable, you can go straight to the future. The past tense, where I went and what I did. Verbs in Spanish that we've seen. Fui a, I went to. Fuimos a, we went to. Fueron a, they went to. Fue, it was, or he, she went. And pensé que, I thought that. So if I were to put this on the board, el verano pasado fui a Francia y fue lo mejor, pero en julio mi familia y yo fuimos a Irlanda, pensé que Irlanda fue más aburrida que Francia. If I were to ask you to pause and just give yourself a little bit of thinking time before the answer, how much of that can you pop into English? Last summer I went to France and it was the best, but in July my family and I, we went to Ireland. I thought that Ireland was more boring than France. Let's pop it into the future. The future is when we are talking about where I am going to go and what I am going to do. Key verbs in Spanish, voy a ir a, I am going to go to. Vamos a ir a, we are going to go to. Va a ser, it is going to be. So here we go. El próximo verano, next summer, voy a ir a Francia y va a ser lo mejor. Pero en julio mi familia y yo vamos a ir a Irlanda. Pienso que Irlanda va a ser más aburrida que Francia. Press pause, give yourself some thinking time. How much of that can you pop into English? Next summer I am going to go to France and it is going to be the best. But in July, my family and I, we are going to go to Ireland. I think that Ireland is going to be more boring than France. Conditional, notice I am using exactly the same answer in every single tense, but the one thing that I am changing is the verbs. They change the meaning completely. Conditional tense is when we are talking about where I would like to go, what I would like to do, okay? And the key verbs that we need to know here are me gustaría ir a, I would like to go to, and sería, it would be. España, you can skip this one if you want, or you can give it a go. So the translation that I've given you here, me gustaría ir a Francia y sería lo mejor, pero en julio mi familia y yo nos gustaría ir a Irlanda. Pienso que Irlanda sería más aburrida que Francia. Again, I have used exactly the same answer for the present, the past, the future, and the conditional. The only thing that I have changed are the verbs. So if you press pause, how much of this can you pop into English? And then press play when you're ready for your answer. I would like to go to France and it would be the best. But in July, my family and I, we would like to go to Ireland. I think that Ireland would be more boring than France. Okay, so on the board there are 5 questions and they are the same 5 questions that I popped up on here at the beginning of the lesson. The same 5 questions you've studied over the past 8 weeks. ¿A dónde vas de vacaciones normalmente? Where do you normally go on holiday? In the present tense. ¿A dónde fuiste de vacaciones? Where did you go? Past. ¿Cómo fue? ¿Qué fue lo mejor y lo peor? What was it like? What was the best and the worst? Past. ¿A dónde vas a ir? Where are you going to go? Future. And ¿a dónde te gustaría ir? Where would you like to go? Conditional. On the board, I have a model answer, which is outstanding, okay? And I've colour-coded it to show you not only that I've answered all of those questions, but actually I've managed to use the present, the past, the future, and the conditional. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and I'm going to ask you to read through my model answer. And know that I don't expect you to understand everything in there. But I would like you to pick 3 things from my answer that make it really high level. It could be something simple like I use the tenses, I talk about somebody else. I would like you to find 3 things that make it positive. And I'm going to ask you to pause the video and press play when you are ready to listen. Okay, so the giveaway is that I talk in the present, the past, the future, and the conditional. So actually I use 4 different tenses. The second giveaway is that I answer every single question. So I tick all of those boxes. The third thing is that my answer is very detailed. I use connectives. I talk about other people. I use adjectives, sophisticated language. I make a comparison. I talk about other people. I extend my answer. So I'm just going to go through now what this actually means in English. So normally I go to Italy with my mum because it's more cultural than England. My friends normally go to France and they say it's the best. However, last year I went to Portugal and it was more fun than when I went to the USA because I went to the beach every day. The best thing was the beach and the worst thing was the museum because it was a bore. In the future, I'm going to visit my friends in the USA. I would like to go in December because it would be cool. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. Okay, so the 5 questions are on the board and I've written an answer below. I've made 1 error and I would like you to read through this and tell me or make a note what is positive about this. What does it include? What could be done or added to improve it? Remember, there's 1 error in there, 1 spelling error. Pause the video. What can you do? Well, the horrific spelling error lies on the penultimate line here. Mi amigo mayor. That should say mejor, M-E-J-O-R. Mejor meaning the best. What's positive about this? What does it include? Let's have a look. Todos los años voy a Italia para visitar a mi familia. Every year I go to Italy to visit my family. Me gusta Italia porque es más entretenido que Inglaterra, pero mi madre dice que es un poco aburrido. I like Italy because it's more entertaining than England, but my mum says it's a bit boring. El año pasado fui a Alemania y fue un tostón. Last year I went to Germany and it was a bore. Fue un desastre porque lo peor fue que vomité todos los días. ¡Qué horrible! It was a disaster because the worst thing was that I vomited every day. How horrible. En el futuro me chiflaría ir a Nueva York y mi amigo mejor y yo vamos a visitar todos los monumentos. In the future, I would really love to go to New York and my best friend and I, we are going to visit all the monuments. Well, I think this is brilliant, apart from the spelling error. It's got past, it's got present, it's got future, and it's got conditional. It answers all the questions. It talks about other people. It gives detail. It uses sophisticated language. It gives you a comparison. So actually, I'm intrigued what could be done or added to improve it. Maybe we could add more past tense. So not just say I went, it was, but actually we could say things like I visited, I ate, I drank, I danced, I swam. Maybe we can extend our use of verbs in the past. Maybe we could have added a bit more future. And actually we could have added another conditional. We could have used the word it would be, sería. My challenge to you, okay, our final task that I would like you to submit, okay, is I would like you to write your own little paragraph that answers those 5 questions and that uses as many as present, past, future conditional as possible. I would like you to use this lesson to help you. Rewind back to the beginning. Use the verbs and the phrases in that first starter task. Go back to my model answers. Steal bits. Don't copy the whole thing, but you're allowed to take little clippets of that. Show me that actually you understand what things mean and you can piece it together. Now my challenge to maybe Mexico or Argentina is, can you include the imperfect tense? Used to, was, used to think, used to go, used to visit. And can you develop the skittles that you use? Now, if you don't have Mr. Nero as your teacher, the word skittles might be confusing you right now, but don't let it. Skittles just means variety. So are you able to add a variety of opinions, verbs, tenses, connectives to your work? As always, we would like you to submit evidence of this. Now, if you're showing me a paragraph, okay, We will give you feedback on what you submit. Okay, this is your final little task of the year. Give it your best shot, and if you've got any questions at all, pop them on Show My Homework. But most importantly, look after yourselves. Adios, hasta luego.